is such an honor to be here with you tonight. My name is Eric Hernandez, and I'm a member of the Lumbee tribe from North Carolina. And I'm a hoop dancer and a filmmaker, and I'm joined by my friend today.
Hi everyone, Geneviève Gros-Louis Wendat. I am a member of the Huron-Wendat Nation. My name is Geneviève Gros-Louis from Wendake originally. It's an honor to be here tonight. I'm a violinist and film composer and had the honor of composing the music for Eric's movie Courage.
Yeah, so when Sky reached out to me to come and do a hoop dance expedition for you guys today, and when he reached out to me, I was in the middle of directing my first ever film. It's a short film called Courage, and Geneviève collaborated and composed all the music for this film. So I thought that I'd try something a little different tonight to tell the story of the film. This film is about my story as a young boy growing up as a native hoop dancer in Los Angeles and kind of struggling and not really feeling like I wanted to lean too much into my culture. And I'll just stop talking and we'll get right into it here. So is everybody able to hear me? All right, so I want to walk you guys through this story, through this film, and this is how it starts. So I came from a family of really great athletes. My father was a professional football player, and my two older brothers were the captains of the team. Everybody expected me to also fulfill that legacy and be an incredible athlete. It was my dream to be as good of an athlete as my brothers and my father. And this film opens up with me in my bedroom, and it's the morning that I'm gonna find out if I made the freshman basketball team. And I'm so anxious and I'm worried and I'm sitting on the edge of my bed and I'm terrified. What if I don't make this team? What if I don't fit into my own family? And then my mother walks in. My mother was my native side. She was actually one of the first Native Americans to ever participate in the Miss America pageant. She was Miss Utah in 1980. She's actually here in this room tonight. And she walked up to me and she started to comfort me and kind of let me know that whatever happens, that she would be proud of me. That whether I made the team or not, she knew that I'd find my path. All I needed was courage. So I grabbed my backpack and I walked out the front door of my house and I started heading to school. And there was my dad. He was sitting in the front yard waiting for me to walk out the front door. Now, my parents had just got divorced a few years before that, and my dad was only supposed to pick me up on Wednesdays, but he showed up this day because he knew that this was the day I was going to find out if I made this freshman basketball team. He said, "Eric, just like your two older brothers, you're going to lead your team to victory." He reaches into his car and he grabs a box and he hands it to me. They were the Jordan 11s. I dreamed of these shoes. And I told my dad, I said, "Dad, I didn't even make the team yet." And he says, "You're a Hernandez. Of course you're going to make the team. That's what we do." So I said, "Okay." And I got in the car with my dad, and he said, "Here, let me take you to school." So I got in the car, and we drove to school, and when I got to school, that long hallway, I could see the tryout list all the way at the end. And I was walking, and I could see as the other basketball players were checking the list and celebrating that they made the team, and now it was my turn to check that list. But before I could, my teacher, Miss Johnson, says, "Hey, Eric, have you signed up for the cultural festival yet?" I think this school should see that side of you. I saw a picture of you and your Uncle Terry doing some kind of hula hoop dance. And I think that you should share that. I said, Miss Johnson, leave me alone. I'm too busy right now. And I kept walking. And I put my finger on that list, that freshman basketball tryout list. And I looked at all the names one by one. And my name wasn't there. I didn't make the freshman basketball team. And in this moment, as a 14-year-old boy, as a freshman in high school, my world was destroyed. I felt like I would never make my father proud. And I remember getting home and I tore all the basketball posters on my room. I tore them off the wall. I had a little mini hoop and I tore that off the wall. I threw down the trophies and I was so frustrated. Without basketball, who was I? My mom once again saw me going through these emotions. However, this time she felt like she wasn't the person that I needed at that moment. But she knew the right person to call. So she picked up the phone and she called my Uncle Terry. My Uncle Terry Godell, 9-time world hoop dance champion. And he showed up at my house. He pulled up in his 1976 Ford truck, stepped out of the driver's seat in his traditional moccasins and his black ribbon shirt, and he picked up that basketball and he swished the shot right in front of me. I said, "Come on, Uncle." My uncle had taught me the hoop dance about 3 years before that. He taught me and my cousin Michael. And he was there to remind me of this dance that he had taught me. He taught me that this dance came to us from the Taos Pueblo tribe from New Mexico. That circle represented the circle of life. It represented eternity. There was no beginning and there was no end. It was a healing ceremony. He taught me that every time we pass the hoop through our body, that we add time to our life. And he also told me that this dance tells a story. It tells a story of our journey through life. And it uses the image of this small bird. And as we watch this dance, we see this bird grow and develop. And we see the different plants and animals that this bird encounters throughout its life. And my uncle looked at me, he said, "Eric, just like that bird, just like that eagle, you also can soar." But the most important lesson was in this fifth hoop. That fifth hoop represented the Great Spirit, the creator of all things. And now my uncle, every time he show up, he say, "Hey, Eric, you got any new moves?" And he always play the same song. He said it was one of the oldest hoop dance songs. As I danced with that hoop, all that fear, all that anxiety, everything that I felt, I forgot about it. That dance made me feel the power that I had inside. It made me feel all the strength that I needed. And I realized in that moment that maybe I was focusing on the wrong hoop. That's a good line, right? So, I showed up to school that day of the culture festival, and I went to my teacher, Miss Johnson, and I said, all right, I'll do this cultural festival thing. And I stepped in front of my entire school. It kind of felt like this. Everybody was just staring at me. And I saw my dad. My dad was in the back of the room. And I put my hoops down one by one. And I took a deep breath. When I came to school the day after that, you'll never guess what happened. But you're gonna have to watch the film to see that part. Thank you so much. Let's give it up for Geneviève.
This is my life legacy.
Thank you. Thank you very much.